Here we are. We're live. What is up? Let me drink this. Yo, man.
Hi, Serge.
How's it been, dude? Welcome to Serge Tha Purge, bro. This is my fucking podcast.
Nice. It's good to be here, man.
Dude, how's Chicago?
It's cool. I'm staying in my friend's place. She has a big old 6-bedroom house. It's just me and her. So we've been like chilling, watching TV, getting high every now and then. We'll get some edibles.
Nice. Keeping LA alive.
Yeah, right. Cooking, doing the exercising, trying not to get fat. You know, everything that coronavirus and pandemics make you need to do or whatever. I don't know.
I like this, man. I like the beard.
Thanks. I was gonna edge it up, but I was running late, so I said, fuck it, go on looking like this.
All right, so we're both running late. All right, good. I've never been to Chicago. Are you like in the middle of the city? Like you live in a fucking high rise or what?
No, I don't live in a high rise. I live in a house, but it's a really nice house, really big house. It's nice. I really like Chicago. The area that I'm in is like really good. Some people like assume all of Chicago is like horrible and like gangs and everything, but it's
dude.
not.
You like Chief Keef though?
Who is that?
He's a fucking rapper.
Oh yeah, Chief Keef. You know, I don't really listen to Chief, but I hear he's cool. I hear he's cool. What is wrong with your door?
It's fucking broken. I'm just closing it because I can see all my shit in there for the podcast. Right. So I'm like, I don't want anyone to see all my shit. Yeah, Chief Keef, man, he's from fucking Chicago.
And Chance the Rapper is from Chicago as well, and a few other people. Lots of people, yeah. So yeah, I would like to meet Chance if I run into him in the park or something. We'll see.
I think Chance had like one good album. It was that Acid Rap mixtape. That was before he even put out an actual record. But yeah. I really liked that mixtape.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing about Chance is that he's like independent, so he doesn't have he doesn't have to deal with all that record label bullshit, So
that's right. Yeah, but he's kind of cheesy though. Don't you feel like he's a little corny?
Yeah, a little bit. Sometimes I totally agree with you. Yeah.
I don't know. He was like the last wave though before SoundCloud rap like really fucking took over the game.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah. I guess he was SoundCloud technically, but he was like before the auto-tune gimmick thing like really took off, and he was with the good dudes like Tyler and fucking all them and shit.
Tyler, who was Jaden Smith's boyfriend.
Wait, what?
What? Tyler the Creator. They used to always have a big joke going on. You can look it up online when Jaden was on stage talking about how Tyler is his boyfriend and all this shit.
I did not know about
this. Look it up. You don't even have to believe me. Just look it up yourself. YouTube.
I think Tyler the Creator is gay though now. I'm pretty sure. Isn't he?
I don't know, and I don't care.
I think he like came out gay like I don't know, like a couple years ago.
Really?
Dude, I think he's close to your age, man.
Really?
Hit it up. But shit, man. Well, we got this is about you, man. We're here to talk about you. We haven't talked in a fat minute. So I'm not really sure what's going on in your life right now. Hopefully good things. Hopefully music stuff, right? Are you still singing at least? Like you're still getting something in there?
Yeah, I'm still singing. I actually just a few days ago booked a television show that's going to be airing on Fox.
My God, LaVance, man.
Wow. Yeah.
You're always just getting like the dopest fucking gigs, dude. What the fuck, man?
I try. Say somebody hit me up and I'm going to be singing on this show called it's called I Can See Your Voice. It's going to be hosted by the guy from The Masked Singer, the Asian guy. Ken Jeong, is that his name?
Yeah.
And he is hosting it. And basically how it works is they're going to have a group of singers. Some singers are going to be able to really sing, and some singers are not going to be able to sing at all. They don't have any vocal talent.
Right.
And what they do is they have the singers who can really sing go into the studio and record their voices. And then they have session singers come and record the other singers who aren't good. And then the singers who can really sing, they lip sync to their own voice. And then the singers sing, they lip sync to like a session singer's voice. And then they kind of like rise up in the competition. And so it's up to the judge's job to
decide
to see who is the real singer, whose voice is that that they're really is that their real voice that they're lip singing to. And so
Wow.
yeah,
so are you a contestant on the show, or are you
no,
singing for them?
I'm one of the set. I'm one of the session. I'm one of the session. I'm one of like the voices that that are singing for one of the bad people.
Nice. Well, that's a good gig, man.
Yeah. So hopefully the person that it will be lip singing to my voice will rise up in the ranks, and you know, the more if he keeps going to higher, I'll be on the show every week. Every week you'll hear me every week.
Is it? I mean, let's like be honest with me. Is it, I can cut this out if you want me to, but is it staged, or is it like they actually a real competition?
I have no clue. I honestly do not know.
Wait, when did you get the gig? When did they call you?
Literally like 3 days ago.
Oh, what the fuck, man? Where is it? Is it in LA or is it in Chicago?
I think it's in LA. I'm pretty sure it's in LA. But the thing is, I'm not actually going to physically be on the show. It's just going to be my voice. So I'm working remotely from here. So I have a little studio set up.
Chill out in Chicago for a little bit.
Yeah. So I have a studio set up in my room, and I just record whatever they ask me to sing, and then I send it to them, and that's it. And then you'll just hear my voice on TV, but it won't, but not see my face.
And they just cut you a check for whatever. Like you're just like it's some contract. Is it like a contract though, where you're banging out songs every week?
Possibly. I'm not 100% sure yet because I haven't gotten all the details, but I'm assuming yes, because if the guy keeps whoever is I'm singing for, if he keeps progressing into the competition, they're not going to change the voice. It's just going to be the same voice, and they got to figure out if it's real or not. You know, so I don't know all the details, but when I know more, I'll let everybody know. And yeah,
well, this sounds like a blessing in disguise, man.
Yeah,
you know, like you're fucking getting good ass shit, dude. That's fucking great.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're as excited about that as you were about Cirque du Soleil, but
oh god,
let's talk, man. Let's fucking talk.
You know, the last time I haven't really talked to you. Well, I talked to you when I was in Canada, right? When I told you all the shit had went down.
Yeah, you showed me around Montreal and shit.
Yeah. It was, you know, I had went to Canada. I joined Cirque du Soleil. This was my first contract with Cirque, and I was super excited because it's a brand new show called Under the Same Sky. It was supposed to come out April 23rd of this year. And I moved out of my apartment. My contract with Cirque was going to be for 2 years. So I moved out of my apartment in LA because there's no point in fucking keeping an apartment. So yeah, so I left in January, and I went to Canada. I left January 12th, and literally I was in rehearsals for about a month and a half. We were supposed to have 4 months of rehearsals. And then March 12th was when we had our first rehearsal in the actual venue or the tent, because circus shows use the tents. And so it's 25, it's a 2,500 seat tent. And so we had our first practice on stage. And then right after that rehearsal, we had an emergency meeting, and they were like, hey, because of COVID, we're going to have to postpone our show. Well, no, they postponed the show for like 4 weeks. And we were like, okay, we'll come back for 4 weeks. And then that 4 weeks turned into like 5 months. And then, you know, it kept getting pushed back. So now, luckily, my show is still scheduled to go. But but they pushed it back for a whole year. So now we're not opening up until April 22nd, 2021. And that's all still depending on if COVID gets better, or, you know what I'm saying? It's still up in the
God.
But we're still technically scheduled to go back during that time. And they're still selling tickets online and everything. So that's a good sign, but we just have to wait.
Man, yeah. So if you were going back, then are you going to be going back to Montreal in like January again, like you were?
Yeah, back in the cold. It was so cold. Oh my God, it was so freaking cold. So we would have to go back there to start rehearsals all over again. The whole thing.
God.
The whole thing.
Man, that's really a bummer, man. That was a good contract. Don't buy a house in LA, okay? Fucking don't waste your money on that shit. And go and get that contract back. Buy a nice house in the middle of the woods in like the boonies of Colorado or some shit.
Colorado. Oh my God, Colorado.
Dude, just go live in the fucking mountains, bro. Like away from society. You know?
No, I want to be in society. I like society. You're the one that doesn't.
I love society. I love people, but you know me, man. Like I meet so many fucking retards every fucking day.
Yeah. It's so funny. Do we need to tell people how me and you met?
Okay, so me and LaVance met. where was this gig at? Was it was in the Bay Area somewhere, like Napa? Was it in Napa? Or
Yeah, I think it was in Napa at a winery. That winery that it was at the big barn, right?
It was a bit. Yes, that's what it was. Well, I think we actually met before that, though. Or at least we had sort of casually met before that, but then you actually came up and introduced yourself to me as LaVance Colley, the singer of the band, and thought I was the sound guy until Flash showed up.
yes, I was the sound guy.
Turned out I was just assisting Flash on that one, but yeah, that's that we met and we just fucking kicked it, and we've been homies ever since. Yeah. Unfortunately, our time was short-lived though, because of all this crap happening. Well, then, you got your contract though, so you were already out anyways.
You were already out. You had moved to Nashville.
Yeah, but you moved before I moved.
No.
Yeah, you did. Because remember, so LaVance also came over to my apartment and brought me a housewarming gift of flat Guinness, and I puked the whole day after having one. So that was fun.
That beer was bad. I hope you go to the liquor store, you get a beer, and then like the beer is flat. I didn't even know that. Like that was. I'm so
Wait,
sorry.
Did you get it at a liquor store? Or did you get it at like 7-Eleven?
Yeah, we got 7-Eleven. Well, I've gotten alcoholic beverages from 7-Eleven and it still was fine.
Well, you know I like dark beer, so you know I appreciated the gift. It sucks that it was flat and it was not sitting well in my stomach, but yeah, I think that was like our last outing, and we went. Where did we go in Burbank to fucking?
We went to BJ's.
BJ's, yeah, they don't even have those out here, man.
Oh, that sucks. BJ's is a bomb, but you're in Nashville. So they have way better food places to eat in Nashville.
So they say, man. They have a lot of very unhealthy food options out here, unfortunately. So, you know, they have one. Yeah, they have one Trader Joe's in the whole neighborhood.
Wow.
So, yeah, I feel like in LA there was like 5 of them, like all next to each other.
Yeah, that's true. Plus a Whole Foods, plus Aldo's or some shit like.
Yeah, see, over here, like people make fun of you for eating healthy, and they also make fun of you for wearing skinny jeans. Like they think that it's gay or ladylike to wear skinny jeans out here.
What? Skinny jeans? Nobody cares.
I know. That's what I was saying, bro. Like I grew up on the West Coast like my whole life, man. And I've never even heard of this shit until I moved here, and now everyone has a problem with it. It's just fucking weird.
Well, you're a skinny anyway, so who cares? It's not like you're like, you know, fat ass trying to wear some fucking skinny ass jeans. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you're right. You're right, bro.
It's your fucking skinny ass body. Like, what the
fuck? But yeah, so that's how we met. And I believe where were we staying? We were in Oakland, so we were like an hour away from that gig. Yeah. And you tried to get me to come party, but I think it was like 3 a.m. Yeah, we had to tear down. Yeah, that was always the problem with our dynamic here. Is I was always having to tear down the shows, and you were, you know, you didn't have to do shit. You just sing and go up and go home.
Just sing and be like, all right, deuces.
See, in my opinion, that's a better gig right there. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah. I don't got to tear down nothing.
Yeah, and you get paid more than me, so that that usually works out. No, I actually just did a podcast where I had to cut out like fucking 30 minutes of it because this dude started ranting about how much he got paid on like all these gigs, and I was like, dude, like I cannot fucking like say any of this shit, man. Like this is bad.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's all good, man. Now I'm playing again and I'm singing and it's working out.
I remember when I went over to your place and you would show me some licks on the guitar and you're like, I haven't really played in a while. I play just for fun, la la la. And next thing you know, you're in a fucking band. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what? How did that fucking happen? That's amazing.
Dude, our fucking band got nominated for a Dove Award, which apparently is like the equivalent of a Grammy.
I know what the Dove Award is. That first of all, the Dove Award is for like gospel music or Christian music.
Well, yeah, we have a Christian song that's on the Billboard.
Oh,
but we got nominated for a Dove Award. So it's kind of a big deal.
Is it for this year's Dove Awards or for
I think so. It's gotta be, right?
Wow, you guys are about to take over the Christian music scene.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro, it's fucking going down. I don't know.
Now,
dude, I just moved here in like I don't know. I joined this band and now this is happening. So fuck
Yeah,
it.
that's amazing. That's amazing, and that all happened like really fast too. It wasn't like you hadn't even been there for like a month.
Yeah, and I got in the band. Yeah, man. I'm a hustler. I just hustle, man.
You do it. I mean, I don't think I've ever really experienced something like that before. I mean, I guess I just moved here to Chicago, and in a week I got a TV show, so I guess that's the equivalent.
Oh, that's pretty dope. Yeah, I mean that's kind of fucking sick, man. That you just get to chill and fucking, in Chicago and just send out demos or not even demos. Well, I mean you kind of do because someone else is gonna mix it, so that's fucking great.
Yeah. Oh, and then the cool thing about that gig is, so the girl that I'm staying with, she is an amazing singer. She was on Broadway, and I've done a few plays with her, and she's just
shit. Wow.
And so when they hit me up, they were asking me how I'd been doing, and I told them I was in Chicago, and I told them I was staying with a friend who also sings, and they wanted to be like, oh, what is she like really good, and what does she do? And I told them about her, and then next thing you know, I'm sending a voice note or a voice memo thingy on your phone of her singing because they wanted to hear her, and then they hired her.
What?
So me and my roommate are literally on this TV show now together. So we literally, the other day, we've already recorded the songs that they wanted us to sing. And it's cool. So now my roommate is loving me. She's like, oh, I like you, LaVance. You giving me gigs.
Man, that's fucking great, dude.
TV gigs. So
that TV money is no joke, man. That's some good shit.
It can be. Sometimes it's not as much as you would think, but then sometimes it is as much as you would think.
But it's always more than live music.
Yeah, true.
No, I mean seriously, man, that's awesome. Good for you, man. I'm glad that you're doing good through all this shit because I know a lot of people that are just sitting back and doing nothing right now. So I'm happy to see you still making moves, man, and not giving up.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm also trying to figure out what I'm gonna do because I'm staying here, but I don't have a time frame of how long I'm gonna stay. And she doesn't mind if I stay for however long. But I might stay here until I go back to Cirque, or I might in the fall go back to LA and try to start gigging again if things start to reopen. So I just don't know. I'm just kind of just chilling and trying to figure out life like everybody else is,
Yeah.
And it was a blessing though, secretly, that I moved out of my apartment because I didn't have to pay rent anymore, or at least high rent, because LA is expensive. So
dude, yeah. Somehow though, my apartment was more than yours. What the fuck? Because you lived in a 1-bed and I lived in a studio.
Yeah.
Shit's expensive as fuck.
How much were you paying? Oh, wait, can we talk about that online?
We could say it. It's all good. I was paying $14.50.
Okay, so mine, I had a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, central air, a parking spot, a dishwasher, a walk-in closet, hardwood floors, and I paid like $1,300. That's Panorama City, motherfucker.
All right, let me list off what I had for not living in the fucking ghetto. No offense, LaVance. I'm sure you had a nice apartment, but listen, guys. I lived in a pretty prime spot of Burbank, and I'll tell you what I got for that money. I got no central air. I had to negotiate a parking spot, and I had washer and dryer that I had to pay for below me, and there was only one of them, and half the time it didn't even work, so you'd have to go to a laundromat. And then I had 350 square feet, and also it was super loud, and I had to soundproof my apartment so I could record in there.
Wow.
See? Yeah, and my neighbor didn't like me for whatever reason. Like she thought I would like slam the door sometimes, so I stopped doing it, and then she still complained, and I was like, it's obviously like the guy next to you on the other side then.
Did you tell her that?
No, she never wanted to talk to me. Like I'd see her, and I was like, yo, like what's good? Like I want to make shit right. And she was like, no, fuck you. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, but my landlord liked me a lot, so it was all good. Like he was like trying to get me to stay and shit, but I was like, dude, there's no way. But apparently like everyone in my apartment complex was industry. Like the guy next to me like worked on Dr. Phil doing some shit. Cool. Yeah, and like a bunch of other people that were there like did music shit. So it was like kind of cool, but it was like I got nothing for $1,450.
Damn. At least you knew your neighbors. I didn't know any of my neighbors. For some reason, maybe it was my city, but nobody wanted to get to know who the hell.
That's just LA though. Like no one knows anyone. Like I didn't know my neighbors either, really. Like I would just see them kind of, and like sometimes they'd wave, or sometimes it'd be like, get the fuck out of my way. I got groceries and I need to go up the stairs.
Yeah. And so I remember you were telling me when you moved to Nashville, you were like, man, it's weird because everybody's like, saying hi and like passing.
Dude, it's
you.
all fake, bro. That Southern hospitality shit is fucking bullshit, bro. Fake ass shit, man. They all be calling you honey and sweetie and fucking, what do they call you, sweetheart? That's the one. That's when you know they're lying to you, when they start calling you sweetheart.
Sweetheart, how you doing out there in Nashville?
Yeah, that's them calling you stupid and they call you sweetheart. That's fuck you in Southern speak.
How awesome is that? We gotta make up our own way to say fuck you in our own language.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you know how I say fuck you in my language is just fuck you.
Right.
That's how we say it on the West Coast, bitch.
You gotta make up a passive aggressive one.
Nah, I've still kept the LA attitude out here and the total like, just the I gotta be somewhere right now. Stop talking to me. Like I just cannot deal with people talking to me in the grocery store, man. It's not cool. It's not cool. Stop talking to me, guys. Anyone that's listening to this podcast, who live in the South, please don't fucking talk to me if you see me in the grocery store. It's not even It's not even me being a diva.
Unless you're fine as fuck.
No, what?
Unless you're fine as fuck.
Yeah, unless you're fine as fuck, do not talk to me in the grocery store. I don't have time for you. Okay, I just want to go about my business. It's nothing personal. It's just how I grew up and how I was raised. You don't talk to people in the grocery store.
You don't.
It's just weird. So, but let's let's talk about what was like your first gig you did in LA, man? Like, how did you even get into this?
Wow. Wow. My first time I ever got into gigging was when I was 18. Well, I had always been singing since I was a kid, and I used to actually sing for a few gospel artists when I was younger.
Right.
And then I switched to secular. And so when I was 18, I met these R&B singers named Kenny Lattimore and Shantae Moore, and they took me under their wing. And I started touring and singing with them. And I was I think I had went to college for like a year, and then I wound up dropping out because I started touring with them. Right. And it introduced me to like so many people in the industry. That's how I met like people like Ricky Minor, who's a big time musical director in LA who does like the Oscars and the Grammys and all these things. And that's when I started doing TV shows. It just kind of just opened up everything for me when it comes to that. And then I slowly, I sang with Kenny and Shantae for about 3.5 years. And then afterwards, I wound up getting a gig going overseas to Japan. And I wound up working for Universal Studios in Osaka. And I wound up living in Japan for like 4 years. I wound up actually moving overseas and staying overseas for about 8 years total. And I worked for Universal Studios. I became the lead singer of this band that we sang at 5-star hotels, and we were like the house band, so we would work like 6 nights a week. It was kind of grueling on my voice. That was oh my god, it was fun, but that was whoo.
How do you even sustain that, man?
I don't know. And then in clubs overseas, they can smoke still in those clubs. So like this close to you, just literally blowing smoke in your face while you're singing. So my voice was fucked up every night.
Wow.
And then in between sets, because we did like 4 to 5 sets.
Okay.
And 4 to 5, 45-minute sets. And then we'd have to go into the audience and like mingle with the guest.
Oh,
God.
And
there was no backstage. So we just had to get straight off stage into the audience, mingle with them. Mind you, they have like shots and everything else at the tables that they want to give us. So I'm taking shots in between sets. Then I go back on stage, do another set.
Oh my God.
So I did 6 days a week for like a year. You know what I'm saying? So my voice was fucked.
You were never sober.
Yeah, I was never sober. I was always drunk. But I was young. Luckily, I was young. I was like 23, 24. So it was fun. It was fun. The pay was shit. The pay was like not 20. The pay was like $2,000 a month.
What?
But
oh my God, dude.
But mind you, when I was that age, I didn't have.
It's like worse than McDonald's.
Yeah, I didn't have a car. I didn't have really any bills or credit card bills or anything at that time. And they paid for us to live in the hotel, and they gave us free food. Right. So it still was shitty pay, but we were able to make it work because I really didn't have any bills or expenses. Wow. So So yeah, that was that gig, and then I wound up working on a cruise ship for
Yo,
Holland.
how is that? Because I hear that cruise ships are the end of all gigs.
Can be. For me, it wasn't the end, thank God, but it was. I always tell people this: working on a cruise ship is like segregation, prohibition, and slavery all at the same time.
Why?
It's still because like say on my cruise ship specifically, when I worked for Holland America, they had Filipino workers there that came from the Philippines, and so they would get paid literally, from what I was told, like $50 a month. A month.
Oh my God.
And they would only literally just live off of the tips that they would give when they would go and clean people's rooms or get tips from the bars or wherever else.
They get to live on the ship, right? And they get all the meals
Yeah, they get to live on the ship. They get to live on the ship, but at the same time,
slavery. Fuck.
Yeah. No, but then also they didn't have any days off, not one day off. They also had separate bars that they were only allowed to go and drink in. They couldn't come into. They called the bars that like the white people and the regular people, like black people, whatever. Everybody's go to. They call it the officers bar or the OB, and the Filipinos weren't allowed in there.
Why?
And I don't know.
Were you?
Yeah, I was allowed in there. I was a regular, like they consider like the regular people, like the cast members or just like the regular officers or non-Filipinos. It was weird. It was so weird.
That is kind of fucked up.
And then people started getting too drunk off of regular drinks. So then they changed the whole way you can drink on cruise ships. So I think they only allowed you to have like beer and wine when you used to be able to have any kind of drink you wanted. And so
as a performer or just like in general?
As a performer, as a person who worked on the ship, you were only allowed to drink certain types of alcohol because people were like almost killing themselves or sometimes did kill themselves.
Oh shit.
So literally it was segregation, prohibition, and slavery all at the same time on a cruise ship. Crazy,
that does sound like all three of those things at the same time.
Yeah, and you literally you're on a ship all the time. It gets everybody's in everybody's business because you ain't got nowhere to go. A ship is only so big, and as an employee there you can only go to only so many places on the ship because some places are only allowed for the guests.
So you're in high school basically all over.
You're like, oh man, it's not even. Yeah, high school, college is. I don't even know.
It's like worse than that, probably.
Yeah, everybody is in everybody's business. Like
so everyone's like getting with each other, like partying together.
The rooms are small as fuck.
Wait, so like how many people in a room?
2. Luckily, as a singer, see, here's the thing about being a singer, specifically on a cruise ship, was that we got so many perks that a lot of the other people did not get. That people hated the singers and the performers on the ships. Like I had my own room. And I didn't have to have everybody supposedly has to do duties. Like you have to be a librarian or teach a dance class or help with a fire drill. You have all these little duties that you do. And the singers and performers did not have to do any of that. And we had days off. Everybody on that ship who worked had to work every day except for the performers.
Wait, but you're talking about like
7 days a week.
Wow, so you're talking about like anyone who's not a performer being like what housekeeping,
housekeeping, staff, cooks, all that. They all had to work every single day.
Oh wow. So but they have to do other shit on top of that? Like
sometimes
random shit like that.
Yes,
and you don't have to do that.
I didn't have to do that. And then here's my thing, depending on how long the cruise was, like sometimes we would have like a 60-day cruise. And so when you have a 60-day cruise, that means you're going to have the same people, same 2,000, 3,000 people on the ship for 60 days. So because of that, we had like 5 or 6 different shows that we did. And because of that, they don't play the same shows because the guests have already seen those shows. So sometimes, because we had like 5 or 6 shows and I was only in like 3 of them. So I would have a work day and then have like 20 days off.
What?
Yeah, and then we do the next show, and then I have like 30 days off, and then I have another show, and then we'll have.
Wait, so what are you doing? You're just you're
I'm,
drinking yourself to death?
drinking. I'm like a paid passenger. I'm getting off. I'm seeing all the sights. I'm going overseas. I'm swimming with the dolphins. I'm climbing up the mountains and the volcanoes.
That sounds like the best gig of all time.
It was cool. It was cool, but people hated us for it. People hated it because every day I was like, "Hi, bye. See, I'm going out. We're going to go ride a camel, literally in a mountain in a volcano. I have pictures I can show you." Like it was always stuff going on, you know. So that was really cool for me.
Why did you stop doing that?
First of all, you're right. First of all, I had way bigger plans for myself than to be a cruise ship singer. You know what I'm saying?
I totally understand. I would not.
Yeah. Like you said, cruise ship singers, you go there. It's not, I know people who still work on cruise ships.
After you did, like when you did.
I did with me. We're in the same show with me, and they still are doing, you know, they just keep cruise shipping. And I'm just like, why? But then, you know, some people like that. I personally felt like I was too talented to spend the rest of my life singing on cruise ships. It was just
totally get it.
Good way to make money. And I did 2 8-month contracts, meaning I was on a ship for 8 months.
Jeez.
For the whole time.
That's a long time, man.
Yeah. And I'm glad I wasn't on it when this coronavirus stuff started happening because people were stuck on those cruise ships, and not in a good way. I'm talking about they made them quarantine in their rooms.
Oh, that's terrible.
Like it wasn't like you could just be on the ship and just walk around. And I'm just, you know, the casinos were closed, chairs are on top of tables because ain't nobody eating nowhere. You were stuck in and when I tell you these rooms are so small.
Yeah. Were they like they were smaller than my apartment?
Oh, yeah. They were like 100 feet wide. Like, it's horrible.
Oh, that is horrible. Yeah. Oh my, wow.
So I did that. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk so much about cruise ships, but I thought.
No, I wanted to know, man. I thought about doing those gigs in LA when I was still there, and I remember like all my friends were like, "Do not fucking do it. Like it'll be the death of your career if you do," kind of thing.
It can be, man. And
it's like, that sounds like Hotel California, man. Like you get stuck forever on that cruise ship, man.
Hotel California.
That's how I felt about LA, though. I feel like I was stuck there too. So if I fucking escaped.
I'm from LA. I like LA. I
really like it too. I just hate the fucking people. I love LA. I hate the people. I hate that there's just trash everywhere now. I hate that there's tents all over the place. I hate I don't know. It just attracts a weird. I felt like a lot of people were just fake ass motherfuckers, man. To be honest with you,
that's true. I think that's why we got along so well because we were both just kind of
real. Yeah, you're a real one, man. You really are. The weather was fucking great all the time. You're right next to the beach. You got the ocean haze hitting you. You know, the West Hollywood was always like fun just to go out on the town and like whatever the fuck, and you had all this shit like accessible to you, and
it can be cool. It can be cool. It really all depends on how your life is right at that time.
No, Nashville's been better.
Right? Obviously.
I like California weather-wise. And like I'm used to mountains and the desert and stuff, so I like that better. But I think all in all, like Nashville's been better for my life than SoCal.
It definitely seems like it for you, man. Like For real. I'm happy for you. Like that's
thanks,
awesome,
man. I'm pretty content. But let's go on your journey here.
So after I finished doing cruise ships and doing all the kind of like the low gig stuff, then I decided to finally move back to America. So I moved back to America in 2012. And I just started getting gigs. I started going around singing at all these little open mics, and people really liked me and liked my personality and stuff. And then so I started getting like lots of TV gigs, and that's when I got called to sing on Dancing with the Stars.
Nice.
And then I started singing backgrounds on The Voice, and I did a few seasons of that with Dancing with the Stars as a featured singer. Sometimes you could even see me on there singing on stage with some of the celebrities that were dancing and all that good stuff.
I will try to find a clip and put it in here.
I had a clip somewhere. I gotta find it.
Definitely send me the clip. I'll put it in.
So
make a time note. Anyways, go on. Sorry.
Yeah. No. And then I did that, and then and I just kept getting gig after gig, and then I'm so thankful that I was singing in like cover bands in LA because that's how I got one of my really big gigs was with John Legend, because I was at home chilling, and I got a phone call.
That's how it starts.
Yeah, I got a phone call. Somebody was like, "Hey, LaVance, I don't know if you remember me, but we played in a cover band together in Los Angeles a few years ago. And do you remember me? My name is Jamal." And I was like, "No, I don't know who you are." He was like, "Well, anyways, are you available for a session?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." Like, for who? He's like, "Yeah, John Legend." I was like, "Oh," "Oh, okay." So he brings me into the studio, and John Legend is working on a Christmas album. And
That's
so
fucking dope.
this is great. Like, if you ever get a chance or opportunity to be on a celebrity's Christmas album, hop on it, because, people don't make Christmas albums like they make regular albums, all the time. Yeah. So you'll get residuals for a longer period of time, because John Legend's probably not going to make another album for another Christmas album for at least 5-6 years. Mariah Carey would make a Christmas album for like 10 years or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's fucking awesome. I did not know you did that.
Yeah. So I was in the studio with him. We recorded 13 songs, and 13 of those songs, 9 of those 13 songs got onto the album. So so if you hear it, I did any and all songs on that album that have background vocals, I did. Wow. And I got vocal arrangement credit as well, because John was like asking me to like help with arrangements and stuff. I would be in the be like, "Hey, LaVance, so like, what do you hear or what do you see?" And I'm just like, "Oh, we can try this, blah, blah, blah." So I have arrangement credit, and it was just awesome, and he was super professional. Sometimes he even came into the booth with me and was like this close to me, and we're like sharing one mic, and we're singing shoo-ops and doo-ops, in the booth, which was really, really, really cool.
Oh, so it's a big deal, man. Yeah. That's awesome.
And we recorded 13 songs in 3 days, bro.
What?
It was fast. It was like, okay, next. What's next?
How many fucking takes did you? I mean, you did what, like 3 takes, maybe then?
Yes. I mean, I guess I don't even remember.
I mean, vocals always take the longest.
I know we would stack it, so we probably did like 2 or 3 stacks per song for the backgrounds. But but you just had to be on it, bro. You just had to be on it. And if you messed up, you just redid it again. But most of the time, we didn't really mess up that much, because you're hiring the best.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're definitely like a singer that doesn't fuck shit up. So I mean, that really makes sense. No, seriously, like, I'll plug some of your music. People can hear it down.
Thank you.
In the description shit, I'll have a link. But no, you don't play, man. Like, because that was what I. Yeah, no worries, man. That's what I started noticing. Like, the longer I knew you and lived in LA, I realized that everyone else also knew you.
Yeah. Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck? Like, why is all of my homies also homies with LaVance? Like, everyone fucking knows who you are, man, and this makes sense. I didn't even know you did half of this shit.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. And but I'm just like I always tell people, I'm just like a regular guy who just happens to be able to sing well, because I don't treat people. I don't. You don't even have to be a musician or anything, and I'll still treat you cool. You know what I'm saying? Because
you've always been like super humble, man. Like, you don't carry around an ego. Like, I've met singers that are fucking shit that carry around huge egos because, like, I don't know, maybe they're pretty and they get a fucking good gig or something,
Yeah. So I did that, and then so that was cool with the John Legend thing, and then after that, I got called to sing with Shawn Mendes.
God, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, so I did a few shows with him.
Bro, you're like blowing my mind right now, dude. I did not know about any of this.
I thought we talked about these. I guess because we don't
never told me this shit
about music like that. When we talk, we just chill. We're just hanging out and like.
No, you like, dude, what? Like, you literally kept all of this to yourself, man. You never told me. See, this is what I'm saying right here. You're a humble ass dude, man. We've been homies for a long time. You never even told me about half of this shit, dude. It's like not even a flex for you. You're just like, yeah, it's the John Legend thing, and then Shawn Mendes. I'm like, what the fuck? Fucking dope, dude. Good for you, man.
Yeah, man. We did the James Corbin. Wait, James Corbin or Corbin?
Corbin sounds correct.
Okay, James Corbin, and then we did the Good Morning America in New York, and it was awesome. They actually wanted to take me on tour with them, but
why didn't you do it?
But they wasn't trying to pay. They said, people are always trying to save money on budgets.
Well, they think that you'll do it because of the opportunity. Shawn Mendes on the resume. But it sounds, you already had enough shit by that point. You don't fucking need it.
But I would love to tour with him because I heard that he treats his band, pays his band right, and he treats them right, and he's the night dude. Shawn Mendes is the nicest person one of the nicest people I've ever worked with. He was so personable. He just would come to you and talk to you and check on you to see how you were doing. I mean, I remember one time in a break, he literally sat right next to me and we just chatted. Like he's just like one of the most humblest, coolest guys. Like and he's like some years old, like 21, 22, maybe 23 now. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like
what songs did you guys perform?
We did Get a Little Bit Nervous Around You.
Shit, that's dope.
When I think about you, get a little excited. Do you know that song?
I do. That's dope, man.
We did that, and then we did oh my god, what was the other song? What was the other song that we did? I can't remember. It was so long ago. Well, actually, no, it wasn't long ago. It was like 2 years ago.
Oh, shit.
But it so we did that. And what was the other song we did? I can't remember. So
that's dope, man.
So I did that, and then I did a voice session for Lizzo.
Nice.
So Lizzo did the MTV Movie Awards, and she did like this tribute to Whoopi Goldberg and the movie Sister Act. And so she had like a whole choir robe thing, Sister Act thing, and we did all the background vocals for that live show that she did. And then what else? I'm trying to think. Shaka Khan.
Nice. Jesus. Khan.
Yeah,
bro. I mean, how am I? What is my next podcast guest gonna even fucking talk about? I mean, fuck.
I don't know. Whatever their experiences.
Dude, you just came and mic dropped my fucking show, man.
I'm just trying to make this coin, bro. I'm trying to buy a house. I'm trying to buy a house.
I know you, man. You're always you're so humble, man. You always fucking just do shit right. You're good to who you work with too. You never fucking, you don't play games, man. You're a pro,
Mm-hmm. Thanks, man. I try. I really do. And I'm trying to think what else. I had to pull up my resume and
did you have Postmodern Jukebox on there?
Oh yeah, Postmodern Jukebox. Pharrell. I think I did the Ellen DeGeneres show with Pharrell.
That's in Burbank?
Yeah, we did. It was for what was it for? I'm trying to pull up. I was like, let me just pull up my resume because I really don't keep track of all the stuff that I've done. Resume.
Yeah, no shit. Well, then you got, that's how you got the, man, that's crazy. Because that's how you got the Cirque gig is doing that Frank Ocean song or whatever. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. I've been thinking about you.
Some good shit, man. Dude, every time I listen to Frank Ocean, I'm like, man, LaVance is like probably like the only other dude that could sing like Frank Ocean on the record,
A tornado blew around my room and I
fucking love Frank, man.
That this nasal sound that I have right now. A tornado. Anyways, I'm done.
Pull up the resume, man. Just start reading shit.
Beyonce.
How do you forget about that?
Because it was so long ago. It was before she was like Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? But she still was Beyonce. She did this movie called The Fighting Temptations with Cuba Gooding Jr. Okay. And I was in the choir for that, and we did a commercial with her and for this movie. And so she was really nice. She came up to me, introduced herself to me, asked me what my name was. We talked about who our favorite singers were. Mind you, she's the one leading the conversation. She's like, "Oh, what's your favorite singer? What do you do?" And I'm just like, I love you. You're beautiful. you're Beyonce. So yeah, that's a few. And the Diana Ross. I worked with Diana Ross.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Diana Ross is sick too, man.
I try. I'm trying to think what else is on here with Diana Ross.
What'd you do with Diana Ross?
We sang on this television show it was a charity event for a tsunami had hit. I think it was for like Hurricane Katrina or like it was like back in the day.
It was that long ago? Holy shit.
Matter of fact, I think it was that same streaming thing where Kanye West said President Bush doesn't like black people. Do you remember this?
Wait, I think I do.
It was a real.
Goes up, he's like, George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Yeah. It was for that. Whole. And so Diana Ross had performed on that show, and and it was a telethon, a tsunami relief telethon. And
Okay.
I sang with Diana. We did a reach out and touch somebody's hand, make this world a better place if you can. Yeah. I don't know why
Nice.
I'm doing this. I don't know why I'm doing this, but okay.
It's all good. It's
So,
funny.
so yeah, man. And then I did a lot of touring with Post Malone and Jukebox. I did like over 10 tours. I literally went all over the world with that band, and I was the MC of that show, which was a really good look for me because I hosted the show. I ended the show. I opened up the show. We did the meet and greets and stuff. So that really kind of set me on a world, because a lot of people know me all over the world specifically from that band. Like I'll get text messages or hit up online being like, "Oh my God, I'm in Greece and I hear you playing on the radio," or "I'm in Brazil," or "I'm in."
Wait, so did you write with them too? Do you write music with them? Okay.
Yeah, well, all the stuff that I came out with Post Malone Jukebox with was a collaborative effort that I did with Scott Bradley. And so I came up with some of the ideas. He'll play the music. It was very, very back and forth with each other. So, but what? Yeah. So I that was a great tour. I eventually had to kind of like step away a little bit from them because I wanted to do bigger and better things, and I felt like I was kind of getting stuck in that. And so
I think I did sound for you guys. What was it?
Yes,
the Postmodern.
You did sound for us. And that was it in Carmel or was it in?
No, that was in. I was in like Palo Alto.
Yeah, something like that.
Woodside. Was it Woodside, California?
Yes,
at that rich guy's house,
California, at that guy's mansion.
Yeah, what was his fucking
estate?
Yeah, like no, it was like acres.
It was in his backyard, and his backyard was so huge.
It was.
Oh my God! And y'all had a bomb ass sound system too. That sound system was good, especially for outside. Because usually sound systems, when you perform outside, I don't like singing outside. I like to have a venue, you know.
Really?
But that sound system was y'all. I was like, oh, y'all doing it.
Oh yeah, no, that was a fucking dude. I will never forget that week because that was like one of the fucking funnest weeks of my life, man. Doing that fucking gig up there.
And that was the same night that I wanted you to party with us, but once again, you had to fucking leave and tear down the shit. I was like, because we were chilling. We were all about to go out and turn up. You know, no coronavirus. It was like before all that. You know,
but you guys already left by then. I was gonna say we all went to San Francisco like the next day or the day after that. We all took the Caltrain up to San Francisco and we went to like all these yeah, dude. So we fucking ate at like the nicest restaurant like ever, right under the Bay Bridge, right? So like they gave me like a pretty modest per diem like on this gig, right? I think they gave me like $300 for the week, so I got like a $50 a day per diem for the gig.
Okay, that's not bad.
But I spent like 150 of it all at this restaurant because I was just like, I went there and I just started ordering like oysters and like octopus and like
that'll get you. The seafood will get you.
Yeah. Well, then I saw this chick from Google come and sit down alone, and keep in mind we were at a table of like 7 people, right? Like all ordering shit. So it was like an outing. But this girl went and just started ordering lunch out of Google, and she started ordering the same shit as me, like oysters, octopus. And I was like, yo, is she like meeting a guy? Like, what the fuck? Like, why is she like just chilling, like eating octopus? And like, guy never came. Like, she was there for at least an hour, and then we left just eating this octopus and shit. And I was like, dude, that's how much Google's paying their employees.
Wow. So wait, did you go talk to her? Was she cute?
I think she was. I can't even fucking remember now. She probably was, because that would have been the only reason I would have noticed she was eating by herself.
You didn't go holler? You didn't go holler?
I was like, nah, I don't know. I think I was just with the homies, and I don't know. We just went to some because we went to like an arcade bar after that. Dude, it was a good time, man. If you were still there, like we would all kicked it, man.
I'm mad. I would have loved to have kicked it with you then. I really wanted to hang out with you that day. I remember I was excited, but
yeah, man. That was a fun gig though. I'll never forget that gig. That was a good one. Some of them I actually have forgotten most of them, but that one I won't.
right.
So
especially when you're doing cover band gigs. What?
Wait, what'd you say?
I said, especially when you're doing cover band gigs, you do so much that you just
that shit's like, yeah, you just fucking forget about it. It's like even how many cover bands have I done sound for now? It's just like I don't even fucking remember all of you guys, and see the same faces. I think you met Andreas before, right? I had to get him on the podcast. Yeah.
What does he do?
He does sound too.
Oh no, I don't. I don't know a lot of the sound guys like that.
Oh, really?
You were a diamond in the rough. When we met, it was like, oh, that's cool.
That's because I'm a musician, man.
Yeah, I guess
I was just doing sound, bro. But now, now I'm showing my true colors, playing my shit again. But
aren't most musicians sound guys, or aren't most sound guys musicians or ex-musicians?
Most of them are, but like, I feel like a lot of sound guys, like, here's what I started realizing personally in LA, because I love doing sound. I'm more so studio and film, though. I actually like that better than doing live stuff. I still like live stuff. It's still fun, and I'm good at it, and that's why I do it. But it was like, it started kind of eating at me a little bit, because it was like, okay, like, my bills are paid for, like, my rent's paid for off of sound, but I'm like, really just want to get back into playing, and like really started eating at me, because I started like seeing like a lot of my buddies that like wanted to be like either producers or they wanted to play, and they were like also doing the sound thing, and would just start getting like sucked into it, and you would just start seeing them get like really bitter, man. Like, it was just kind of dark. Yeah, because like I remember like I had another friend that like his band was signed at one point and like doing stuff, and they got dropped from the label. And then he like straight up was like, yeah, man, like now I'm doing sound and like it's really cool. And I was like, no, like that's not cool. Like you should have kept going. Or like it was always, and I just started realizing that, like, and I love doing sound. I still do it. And I have like 4 tour dates lined up next weekend that I'm doing for a band. But like, I don't know, that like I just realized like I needed to get back into playing, man. Like that's really like what I like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what makes me happy at the end of the day. I like doing sound. I like money. Like that's another thing.
Gotta make money.
But I like playing. Film shit was fun. Film shit, I always felt like I was like a part of the creation. So I loved that.
Yeah.
And same with studio.
Text me some pictures. You're like, bro, I'm on set right now. Look where I'm at. I'm like, oh, look at you, bro.
Yeah, that shit was fun.
Yeah, I like doing on set stuff. That's fun.
Yeah, I didn't get to do as much of that as I wanted to do, because I like, obviously this shit happened. Nashville doesn't really have any movie stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just an entertainer at heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you are.
You are. That's why we're here talking right now, and it's like, maybe that's why we got along more so than like other guys that just do sound. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you're like super young. You're like, how old are you? You're like 22?
No, I'm turning 21 actually on Saturday.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And it was so weird because like we just kind of met like maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. And we usually, I mean, no offense, I usually don't hang out with 21-year-olds or 20-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? We were like kicking it. Like I was going to your place, we were going out to eat. You're like, and it was just cool. Like you just have an old soul. So I'm really happy that we have held on to our brotherly relationship.
I appreciate it, man. I do get that a lot, like the old soul thing, I guess, I don't know what it is, man. It might have just been like dealing with lots of guys smoking PCP on Hollywood Boulevard that formed my old soul.
It was all because of the drugs.
It might have dealt with like, it might have been something to do with like the times where I had to take out a crowbar when I worked at a record store in Hollywood and chase people out of my store because they were gonna rob it or something, Or it might have been like all those times where like, with the come up, you know what I'm saying? It's all about the come up, man. Yeah. You don't forget about the come up.
You sure don't. You sure don't.
But before we like, really end up wrapping up the podcast today, like what is like your, like, I don't like, you like obviously all music because most musicians that are good musicians like all music, but like what's like your top 3 albums of all time, man?
Wow. Ooh, my top 3 albums of all time. Nobody's ever asked me. You know what? One album that I wore out all the time was the Archandroid album by Janelle Monáe. I was living in Japan when she had came out. I remember because I had discovered Janelle Monáe when I was asleep. I fell asleep with my TV on in my room, and I woke up to hearing her singing. It was Tightrope. Do you know that song? Because baby,
no.
Hello, you got to tip on the tightrope. You don't know that song?
No.
Really?
I'm gonna have
Okay.
to
Anyway,
check this, dude. I'm gonna have to
yeah,
check out Janelle Monáe. That's her name,
yeah.
Janelle Monáe.
She is a lesbian, and
Nice.
she had a song called Tightrope, and it literally woke me up out of my sleep.
No shit.
And so I was like, oh my God, who's this artist? It was so cool. I love the concept. The video was amazing. And so I got her album and I loved it. I used to love that album. So that album, and then who else? Top 3 albums. Oh, I love listening to gospel music. So I would say I used to love Kim Burrell. I used to
Kim
listen.
Burrell. Dude, you're like naming artists I have not listened to, man.
Yeah, well, I don't think you really listen to gospel music, bro. Like,
I don't really listen to a lot of gospel music. There's like, yeah, those might be the 2 genres I don't really dabble in too much, like gospel and country. Like I know like what they are and like how to sort of play in them if I have to, but like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're right.
So Kim Burrell, she had an album called Everlasting Life, which was, I mean, it changed the whole game of how singers sing, how they riff, how they run, how they use their voice and their tone and their texture. People from Brandy, from people from Brandy, from Beyonce have all studied and learned from Kim Burrell. She is an amazing singer. If you like riffs and stuff like that, she's like the queen. She's like the Ella Fitzgerald of riffing and like all this stuff.
Nice.
And so who else? What another album that I used to wear out all the time? Oh God, I gotta think. There's so many albums that I used to really listen to all the time. What else? I can't think. Oh, I love Karen Clark. She's another singer. I used to wear her albums out all the time too. Oh, I'm gonna look. Wait, hold on. Let me look at my phone right quick. Let me
Karen Clark. I know it's pretty hard to pick your top 3. Like I like so many different genres I can't even pick, man.
Yeah, right now I'm really listening to this guy named Lucky Day, who is mad. Yeah, he's like a hip hop R&B soul singer artist.
Nice.
And his album is really, 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 really good.
Nice.
So yeah, man. Yeah, those are my top 3 so far.
Nice, man. And where do you want to be in your career in like the next 5 years, man?
Back in the day, I always wanted to kind of have like a record deal and, the whole being an artist thing. But, as you grow and get older, you realize that there are so many different ways to make great money without you having to be like Beyonce. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I just want to be somebody who is making great money, who's able to buy himself a house, who's able to take care of his family. And by doing all that, by singing. And I want to do more TV shows. I want to be like a resident singer on a TV show because you can make great money doing that, stuff like that. I want to sing more. I want to do movies, sing on television, do more movie stuff, do more sessions. I would love to finally do my dream of going back on tour with Cirque because that has been a lifelong dream of mine. I was trying to get into Cirque for over 10 years.
Holy
and I
almost
got hired for over 5 of their different shows, but something would happen where I couldn't get it where, like I couldn't fit a costume or they wanted somebody older.
Really?
Or young. Like it was always,
wow.
Something crazy happened where I would almost get the gig and I didn't get it. And then I finally got the gig.
And then this shit happened.
Corona fucking virus shut it.
Fuck, man.
So I, yeah. And that's pretty much it, man.
Oh, that's great, dude. That's a good goal, man. And it sounds like honestly, you've achieved probably more goals than most people have fathomed. So that's pretty fucking dope.
You know what? There's one goal that I didn't mention. I do want and need to come out with at least one project, a full-on original song project. That's what I want to do. I have a producer that I want to work with who's an amazing guy. His name is Cat. And I want to work with him to make some original music. So that's more stuff that I want to do. I want to do more live shows in LA for my own stuff, not singing for someone else or for another company.
Totally.
So I really want to do that. But right now, it's not the time for that. So maybe I'll start this year working on music while I have like studio access and stuff and just not doing nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
Dude, that's fucking, well, you'll get it, dude. Everyone already knows who you are in LA, so it's like, it ain't gonna be that hard, bro. You got this, man. You got everything you need, man.
Thanks, man.
You'll be all right. But, well, sick, dude. I'm fucking glad I had you on the podcast because this was like, I don't know, you just told me like so much shit I did not expect to hear. and it's fucking dope, man. How is the weather shitty over there?
No, well, sometimes it's been raining a little bit, but the weather's been really nice out here in Chicago. Like I came at the right time, bro.
That's
I didn't
good.
realize that Chicago had like a lot of water. Like I didn't realize that Chicago had
Yeah, man, it's on the Great Lakes, bro.
I didn't know, dude. I had no clue. No clue.
Yeah.
My
That's
friends
pretty
started
dope.
going down, and all of a sudden we passed this huge like river or lake or whatever it is, and I'm just like, oh my god, okay, cool. So it's like kind of humid. They have cicadas out here.
Nice. So
yeah,
you kind of get a coastal vibe.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
Lots of trees, lots of nature. It's beautiful.
That's
It's really
awesome,
beautiful
man.
here.
Well, I'm really happy for you, bro, and I appreciate you coming on the podcast, man.
Thanks, man.
Well, I will, I guess, sign off here. Thanks
Okay.
for being on Serge Tha Purge. This is LaVance Colley.
Yeah.
And I will tag you like in literally fucking everything so people can go follow you. Go follow him. He's a good fucking singer, good musician, and a great dude. So make sure to check his shit out. Thanks for being on, bro. And you have a good night, man.
You too, man.
Later.
Later.